Focusing in on diabetes. Now, there are nearly 2 million people with diabetes here in South Africa. It's estimated that the number is higher than that, and only half of the people with diabetes actually know that they have diabetes. So diabetes is a leading cause of heart disease, blindness, kidney failure, as well as limb amputation. Novo Nordisk, a healthcare company, together with the City of Joburg, partnered in a diabetes awareness campaign, taking a group of cyclists to different provinces, Gauteng, KZN, and Mpumalanga. And that, of course, was a 1,600-kilometer relay cycle race, which was a non-stop one through the days and the nights, which was absolutely fantastic. Well, joining us now to talk a little bit more about this is Dr Timmy Kedijang, who is the General Manager of Novo Nordisk, and Tracey Sanders, who is a university student who has type 1 diabetes as well. So nice to have both of you in studio. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, thank you.
I suppose the one thing I didn't say was that I actually participated in this particular relay. And I mean, what an incredible, incredible awareness campaign it was. How long has it been going for now, Tim?
This is the 4th year, Liam.
Yeah.
And the first 2 years we were going from Johannesburg straight to George, non-stop. And then last year we did it from Johannesburg to Cape Town.
Sure.
And this year we decided to have to cut across more provinces across the country, and then also to include more testing stations, because the objective was more about not cycling, but actually increasing awareness about the diabetes itself. As you rightfully said, 50% of people who have diabetes are not aware that they've got diabetes, and it's a problem for the country because the complications are devastating. It puts a huge burden on the healthcare system, and not only that, we've got the economic side of things, because when people are not healthy, you get the loss of productivity, less people go to work, and then also less income, less taxes, and then also having an impact on the economy. So I think as a country, it is the responsibility of everybody, not also only for government or private sector, but everybody. Hence, we want to make sure that people go and get tested to make sure that they are not diabetic.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a quite an important graphic on the screen right now, just talking about, you know, the signs that you've got diabetes and what you should look out for. Tracey, you've got type 1 diabetes. I mean, how did you find out, and when were you diagnosed? Because, I mean, you're so young now.
So I'm 22 now, and I was diagnosed at the age of 20, which is quite late for type 1 diabetes. And it was a slow progression over a few months. I got exceptionally tired, exceptionally thirsty, drinking liters and liters of water every single day, and absolutely exhausted. And I also started losing a lot of weight. And the scary thing is you start finding reasons as to why, you know, you're experiencing those symptoms. So I was like, I'm doing a lot of exercise, must be, that's why I'm tired, or I'm just burnt out from the year. You find amazing excuses to match your symptoms, which makes it even more dangerous because you don't actually realize what's going on in your body. Yeah.
And then you went and you got tested. I mean, what was what were the things you were tested for?
I just had a breaking point. My brother was diagnosed 5 years before, and I suspected it. I said to him, Dave, I think I'm diabetic. And he said, okay, well, test your blood. And I was like, no, finger prick, it's so sore, I don't want to do it. And he said, Tracey, you have to do this. And from that moment, tested my blood, and it was high, which is dangerous.
And then you realized, and now you're on medication, you're treating it, and you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. I look fine. The thing is, it's a silent disease. What's going on in your body isn't projected outwards.
Yeah.
So, but I'm doing well.
And that's the reality. I mean, yesterday, well, I'm so confused. It was on Saturday. We finished the cycle and drove into Mary Fitzgerald Square here in Johannesburg. And I mean, that's where you stood up there and you spoke and you said, this is a silent killer. You look fine. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with you, but what's happening inside is a problem.
Absolutely, especially because we've got 2 types. The type 1 usually comes up with symptoms that are very obvious, and then the type 2, which affect older people above the age of 40, is that you just look fine, and then you think everything is okay, whilst you're actually carrying a significant amount of disease, and then during that time it damages your blood vessels, and then most of the time, by the time the people get diagnosed, they've got complications already.
Yeah. What causes diabetes? I mean, is it something that you inherit? I mean, my dad is diabetic, so does that mean I am going to get it, or can I prevent it by having a healthy lifestyle, eating properly? Tell me about that.
There are two ways of looking at it. In the type 1 is mainly genetic, which means you inherit it. But type 2, there's also the genetic component, but more importantly, there are a number of risk factors that actually cause diabetes. The first one is a lack of exercise or sedentary lifestyle, unhealthy eating habits, smoking, excessive use of alcohol, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. They are all in the family that they can develop diabetes. So for us, or for anybody to prevent diabetes, you need to eat properly, you need to exercise and stop smoking, and make sure that you use the alcohol in a responsible way. In that way, you can actually prevent it. Even if you have the genes to actually have it, you can delay the actual development of the disease.
Yeah, which is ideally what you really want to do.
Yeah.
What are you studying?
So I'm in my 4th year of medicine now.
So you're doing medicine.
Yes.
I mean, are you going to specialize in something like this? Is this something you're very passionate about?
I'm very, very passionate about it. I'm still busy deciding, but it would either be endocrinology or maybe a pediatrician.
Really?
We'll see.
Oh, well, listen, I saw you with the kids on Saturday. You were gathering them up for photographs, and they were so excited.
And kids.
I know. I think pediatrics is the way to go for you.
No, I think she must take endocrinology.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll be a pediatric endocrinologist.
There you go. Okay, so make us both happy.
That's a deal.
So listen, are we doing this again next year?
Of course, next year we are going to do it, and then most important, because it's always in November, because November the 14th is a World Diabetes Day, and then in fact the reason why it's a World Diabetes Day is actually a birthday of one of the people who actually discovered insulin, called Frederick Benton.
Okay.
That is his birthday. That's the link on the 14th of November.
Yeah.
And then it has been declared the World Diabetes Day since 1991. Excellent. So we do it on an annual basis.
Every single year.
Yep.
And you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
Good.
I'm going to be there.
It was Tim's first time as well. In fact, the reason that we ended up doing it was because of an interview we had here on Morning Live, where I challenged, and it wasn't you, Tim, it was Tom from Novo Nordisk. Yes, and then a B team was created, and that's how it was. And I mean, just over that, we landed doing a 130-kilometer cycle. And that's from somebody who's never really cycled before. So believe me, bring yourself into a healthy lifestyle. You'll be amazed what you can actually achieve. So here's the question of the day again, and I think you've heard a lot more information. Have you been tested? Do you know what diabetes is all about, and do you know your status? Thank you, Tim. Thank you for being with us. What a pleasure. And Tracey, thank you for coming in, and keep on supporting and educating all of us about this. Let's take a break. We'll see you after this.